Every now and then we find some things we really should have left buried in the past. I'm your host Youssef, and these are 10 scary ancient cursed artifacts the government kept secret. Make sure you subscribe and ring that bell to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Anyways, let's hop in. Number 10. Ballista balls. The Greco-Roman ballista, which was used by the Roman military, was a larger scale crossbow-like weapon that could fire arrows or stones. On the Israeli-Syrian border, archaeological work was being done in 1989. These ballista balls were discovered next to what appeared to be a ballista's wreckage. Years later, in 1995, some Roman war artifact ammo was taken from the location without anyone noticing the theft. After some time had passed, in 2015, 3 rock balls that matched those discovered in the excavations of 1989 turned up with a note in the courtyard of an Israeli museum. This message, purportedly written by the burglar, said that he had terrible luck since stealing the ballista balls and thought they were cursed objects. Unconfirmed accounts state that among the tragedies the author lists, he mentions that ruin descended upon him since his successful business abruptly came to an end when the rocks entered his life. It is also claimed that he was later abandoned by his family and had to sell off a lot of his belongings in order to pay off debts and stay out of bankruptcy before realizing the cause of his issues. Number 9. Pompeii loot. The ancient Roman city of Pompeii was obliterated in 79 AD when Mount Vesuvius erupted. Many senators and wealthy Romans purchased homes in this city, which was south of Naples, mostly as summer vacations. However, a volcanic eruption on August 24, 79 AD completely covered the city in volcanic ash. The earliest excavations in the area were carried out during the 18th century by the Spanish engineer Roque Joaquin de Alcubierre. By the following century, the city had been made accessible to the general public thanks to ongoing excavation operations. Annual allegations of looting are widespread, according to curators, custodians, and other local personnel. In their pursuit of one-of-a-kind or unusual souvenirs, tourists remove artifacts or pieces of monuments from the area, distributing a piece of Pompeii around the globe. The Pompeii Archaeological Superintendence receives roughly 100 shipments per year containing artifacts purportedly stolen from the city, and here's where the mythical curse of Pompeii starts. Most come with notes explaining the misfortune their owners have experienced. Number 8. The Ring of Senicianus. This Roman ring weighs 12 grams and is inscribed in Latin, Senescene vivas in Deum. When a researcher was preparing an inventory of the artifacts in his care in 1929, he accidentally discovered some intriguing and sinister details that gave the lost ring new meaning. These details connected the ring to the discoveries of an archaeological dig. The early 1900s saw the completion of these archaeological projects at a location called Lydney, only 80 miles from the site where the ring was discovered. At the location, archaeologists discovered a tablet on which a Roman called Silvianus reported the theft of his ring to Nodens, the Celtic god of healing and hunting. He also prayed to the god to punish the perpetrator because he knew who it was. It was written on the stone, "May he who bears the name of Senicianus not have health until he brings the ring back to the temple of Nodens." Number 7. The Hope Diamond. There are strong indications that such fabrications serve to heighten the mystery and appeal of this stone because increased publicity typically increases the gem's value and newsworthiness. The diamond has long been associated with a mythical curse that is said to bring tragedy and misfortune to anyone who owns or wears it. Many reports claimed that the Hope Diamond's original form was taken from an eye of a statue of the Hindu goddess Sita in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The specific legends about the Hope Diamond's cursed origin were created in the early 20th century to add mystique to the stone and increase its sales appeal as well as increase newspaper sales. However, similar to other curses, this general type of legend was most likely the independent creation of Western authors during the Victorian era. Number 6. Books. A book might have taken years to produce in the Middle Ages. A scribe would spend hours each day carefully constructing letters by hand while hunched over his copy table in natural light solely because lights pose too great a risk to the volumes. Copying hurts, according to one scribe. It extinguishes the light from the eyes, it bends the back, it crushes the viscera and the ribs. It brings forth pain to the kidneys and weariness to the whole body. Scribes and book proprietors had a great motive to preserve their work given the enormous amount of labor that went into generating books. They employed the one tool they had, language. Scribes and book owners would inscribe dramatic curses that threatened thieves with anguish and misery if they were to steal or harm these priceless works of art at the opening or end of books. The worst penalties they were aware of, excommunication from the church and a torturous, excruciating passing, were used without hesitation. Number 5. The stolen amethyst. This amethyst has only brought its owners anguish and destruction since it was stolen out of India during the rebellion of 1857. The stone, also known as the cursed amethyst, or somewhat misleadingly, the Delhi purple sapphire, is currently kept in the Natural History Museum's vault in London with other priceless gems, including a Martian meteorite and a Medusa emerald. It was not allowed to be taken from the bank safe until 3 years after the last owner's passing because he had it stashed away in 7 different boxes. The amethyst was allegedly taken from the Temple of Indra in Kanpur by a Bengal cavalryman by the name of Colonel W. Ferris, who then transported it to England. However, the malevolent character of the lovely violet stone soon became apparent when he practically lost everything he possessed and his health started to decline. He donated the stone to a buddy who later committed himself with his kid who received it experienced the same pain. Number 4. The Anguished Man. The Anguished Man is a painting created by an unknown artist. Owner Sean Robinson from Cumbria, England, claims to have inherited the painting from his grandmother, who told him that the artist who created the painting had mixed his own blood into the paint and then passed away by taking his own life soon after finishing the work. The painting had been characterized as being supposedly haunted. Robinson uploaded videos of the painting to his YouTube channel in 2010, in which he claims to have heard crying and moaning noises in his house, and to have once seen the figure of a man. In 2016, rights were acquired to make a film based on the story of the painting. Actually, back in 2015, there were rumors floating around that suggested that the painting was being sold to the highest bidder. Although it turned out to be false, who in their right mind would buy this thing? Look at the painting. That thing wouldn't be anywhere near my hands if I could do something about it. Number 3. The Gold of Tolosa. The gold of Tolosa was never found, but was suspected to have remained in the custody of the Servili Capiones, who despite the total impoverishment of their patriarch became immensely wealthy. Despite this, the heirs of Capio also seemed to suffer from unlucky ends. During the Social War, Capio's son, also called Quintus Servilius Capio, was tricked by the Marsic general Quintus Poppaedius Silo and ambushed, which resulted in the destruction of his army and his own passing. Capio's grandson passed away young from an unnamed illness, while the last heir, Capio's great-grandson Marcus Junius Brutus, would undertake the assassination of Julius Caesar, an action which eventually led to the rise of Octavian and the Roman Empire and Brutus's passing at the Battle of Philippi. Perhaps as a consequence of these generational misfortunes, the sources make frequent allusions to the gold being cursed. The earliest, Strabo, says that due to having laid hands on the gold of Tolosa, Capio ended his life in misfortunes, while his near contemporary Pompeius Trogus even suggested that the defeat at Arezzo was punishment for the theft of the treasure. Number 2. Busby's stoop chair. The Busby stoop chair, or the dead man's chair, is an allegedly haunted oak chair that was cursed by the butcher Thomas Busby before his execution by hanging in 1702 in North Yorkshire in the United Kingdom. Due to the many passings later attributed to the people sitting in this chair, the landlord donated it to the Thirsk Museum. Thomas Busby was arrested, tried, and condemned to execution after he ended his father-in-law Daniel Audie in 1702. Audie and Busby were running a coin counterfeiting business, as well as other criminal enterprises, and they argued about the businesses, which ended with Busby removing Audie from the picture. One variation of the story has Busby cursing the chair whilst on his way to his execution, whereas another says that he was drunk in the chair when he was arrested and cursed it then. Number 1. The Woman from Lemb. If your initial thought upon viewing this is, what exactly am I looking at? The best response this author can provide you right now is, I don't know. But what I do know about this limestone statue is that it is a cursed thing. The artifact, which was made about 3500 BC and was discovered in Cyprus in 1878, has belonged to several families over the decades, but each one has been torn apart by passings. The founding family's 7 members all passed away within 6 years of ownership. Ivar Minucci, the second owner, bought it, but he and his family lost him after just 4 years. The statue finally disappeared for a very very long time, but several family members perished when a new third family eventually claimed it. Two of the remaining members, however, made a very judicious donation of the object to the Royal Scottish Museum. Thanks for watching. Those were 10 scary hidden artifacts that were kept a secret from the public. Leave a like and comment if you think we missed anything, and we hope you have a scary day.